hands free isn't great because you can't really see my face, but I mean, you don't really need to. So this morning as I was driving Nyla and Freya to their childminders, my daughters, I was just worshipping like I always do. I just put worship music on and I'm just really just talking to God through it and just thanking him and just telling him the things that I'm struggling with. And I look in my rear view mirror and I notice that my eldest Nyla is just looking at me just in such a way through my mirror, and what God spoke to me through her just looking at me is a word of being genuine. And she's watching everything that I do and that I say about God. And there's so many children I knew that, or I know of now, that have grown up in the church, and that wasn't my story. You know, I haven't. I got taken to church, but my mum, it was kind of out of like, that's what you do. Is when I spoke to my mum, that's why she took me. And I just saw my little girl's eyes just fully on me, fully observing me. And like I said, I just got this word of being genuine. And this is what I do love about the faith, like being in Christ, is we should all be genuine. And when I was in the New Age, it wasn't like that. It's like you had to put on this front of, oh, I'm feeling good, like I don't want to lower my vibration, I don't want anything to lower my vibe, so I can't tell you how I'm genuinely feeling. I mean, no wonder I had such severe anxiety when I was in the New Age, right? Because it's not about being genuine at all. And what God is telling me to say to his followers is he wants genuine. He wants us to be genuine with him. If we're struggling, he wants us to share it with our mouth. It is a relationship, and to have a real genuine open connection, yeah, you have to be genuine. That's the word, to keep repeating the same word, but you have to be honest. And you know, I see it on Facebook where people are just posting things and coming across a certain way, and the spirit in me is speaking. And this is for me too, like I've done it too, I'm guilty of this. The spirit just shows me that isn't from a place where they're being genuine, and they're seeking things that are not of God necessarily. They're seeking the attention that it gets to share something. They're wanting a certain reaction. They're wanting people to notice them, and God is calling us out from all of that nonsense. And he has been with me. Like, I've been quite quiet on sharing a word at the minute because God's genuinely not been giving me much. And then this morning, this is what God does with me. He makes me sit in silence for a while and just observe where I am. And then he'll give me a word that just is so profound, it just smacks me in the face. And this isn't a comfortable one, because I do see it all the time where people aren't being genuine in Christ. And you know, it says that we should be honest. We should be telling him exactly. He knows already, but we shouldn't just, you know, if you've got a partner and you just think, oh, they know, you know, you've got a husband or a wife or whatever, and then you're just like, they just know how I feel and I don't have to tell them. Well, that's not a good relationship, because they might have an idea, but unless you're communicating it, then they can't really know. No one can know what it's really like inside of you. God does, but he wants us to share it with our mouths, and it's more for us than him, so that we know where we are and we know why he's been quiet, and we know that, do you know what, God, I'm struggling at the minute and I can't figure it out, and that's okay. It's okay. You're not going to lower your vibe being a Christian. You can't. So I just really wanted to come and share that, you know, firstly, our children are watching, they observe, and like I said, I've seen so many children raised up in the faith, their parents aren't genuine, they're hypocrites, right? And we know what Jesus said about hypocrites, and God doesn't want that. So God's really just asking me right now, this is so early in the morning, I'm sorry I look a mess, but I just had to share this. Yeah, God's really just wanting us right now to not be hypocrites. He never wanted us to be hypocrites. He came against the Pharisees for that exact thing. He wants his people to examine themselves and see the reasons we are doing things. I'm doing this course on Mondays, and it's all about self-forgetfulness. And if we're doing things for ourselves to look a certain way, or for popularity, then it's not for Christ. It's not why Jesus died on the cross. He wants us to be genuine. He wants us to examine where we're at. He wants to show us all the stuff that's keeping us bound up in chains, and he wants us free from it. So unfortunately, in that, we have to see the hard places that we're at and why, and we have to always be looking at where he has us and why, and what we're doing, our actions. Why are we doing those things? And it's examining our heart, right? It's is it 2 Corinthians 5:16, I want to say, somewhere around there. This might be something like that. I'll link it on here. But we do need to examine where we're at, and if we're doing it genuinely doing it for the Lord. And I just, like I said, noticed that Nyla just really saw that I'm genuine, that I love God, that I want to worship him, that I want to spend time with him, I want to speak to him, I want to tell him that right now, do you know what, I'm struggling. And I don't need to put on a front, I don't need to pretend, I don't need to try and get myself happy. I just need to leave it at his feet and let him deal with it, and he will, and he'll help me through it, and he does, and he's our comforter, right? So that's kind of the message that God wanted me to share today. And this is definitely, like I said, it's a message for me, but he wanted me to share it with everybody. And I just want to share, while I don't know if you can see in the background here, but there's no chemtrails in the sky, and the clouds are just floating across the sky, and it's just really peaceful. So I get, even from that, I just get that he wants us at such peace, and it's us that causes all this conflict and stuff inside of ourselves, and he wants us just to see that and deal with it and be genuine about it. So I really pray that blesses someone today.